Okay. We're going to do a gate. Now, you want an odd numbered section, and the reason because you want that that center gap right here. If it's an even number, it's not going to work. So we're gonna make a gate right here, and this is Timma's way of doing a gate. Put it that way. I'm gonna make my selection. Actually, let's start from scratch. We're gonna make an actual opening for a gate, and then I'm going to put the gate in the opening. All right. And let's go with stone this time. That way it doesn't look totally retarded when I do this here. So let's go back to selection tool. I'm not sure how far my gap is here, but we'll figure it out here in a moment. I'm going to make my selection here. All right, you see these double lines? If you see double lines, that means you are on a odd number, and that you don't even have to read this down here to know that. If it's a single line, you're on an even number. Okay, so I have it exactly the way I want to here. I have my thing all set up. Now I'm going to take this top section and I'm going to put the meeting point for it. All right, so this is the entrance to a structure, and we want to put a gate on this inside part. The first thing I want to do, let's figure out how wide this thing is. All right, so we got 19, and that comes out really perfect because I have an odd number here. Now I'm going to throw up a marker point on both sides so that I know where my center point is from both sides there. Okay, and then I'm going to put one right there so I know my center point this way. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a selection right here, and I want it to be 5 voxels, or yeah, I want it 5 voxels. Pull this in just a little bit, and we're going to pull this thing across, and I'm going to delete that whole section out. So it's 5 voxels. My gate itself is going to be 3 voxels wide because I want a gap pretty much all the way around this thing. The next thing I'm going to do is, now that I have my center point, I know where that center point is, and the only reason I put these blocks here is so I could do my cutout correctly. So I'm going to grab this outside edge and I'm going to pull it down. I'm going to pull this thing down all the way. Hit delete. Let's pull it out one more so I can get rid of my midpoint marker. I'm going to slide it over to the other side. I'm going to delete this out. Now you're probably going, why the hell is he doing that? Well, Gates had this inside groove here so that when stuff was hitting the gate, it wouldn't just flop in and out like this. Yeah, definitely go check out Teaserama's Stargate, because it looks freaking badass. Alright, so the next thing I want to do, if I come up here and I select this section right here, I push it in 2 voxels on all sides like this, and I push this side in 1 voxel. Quit fighting with me. I want this one to come in 1 voxel. And then this one right here, I got that thing on? Yes, it's perfect. Right there. That is exactly the dimensions of my gate that I'm going to be putting in here. So let's bring this over. And let's pull this down. Actually, before I do that, let's slide it back. Let's go back into where I was. Now, we're going to take this section and drop the bottom all the way to the floor. Like so. So if the gate was actually a real thing, it would be that actual height. Alright, so now we can move it over. I should have done that before I moved it up. Alright. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to move this up just so I have some space underneath of it. And I'm going to fill this thing in with wood. Alright. And now is the most tedious part of it. Cutting the holes in it. Copy. Paste. And basically you do this all the way around, and you can change the shape of your holes. I mean, you can make bigger holes. Really can't make smaller ones, but you see, by making it odd, I have an even space all the way across this thing, and I have literally side pieces, and you won't have to adjust that center point for the holes. I mean, you end up having to change your whole entire design in the process. All right, so we're going to just basically rinse and repeat this all the way across. And then once I get pretty much up, daggone it, come on, stay where you were, stay where you belong, dang it. All right, now we have this section, then I can just multiply this on up until I get it bigger, and then copy, paste. Yeah, Teaser's got a bowling alley. If you're not paying attention to chat too much here, he has a bowling alley that's pretty freaking pimp. People have tried to mimic it. If anybody's seen a bowling alley on anybody's claim, it's because of Teaserama, because I should kick him in the ass. He put down the template on somebody's swap meet, and I really wanted to kick him in the balls because he did it. Alright, so now we got the basic shape of our gate going on here. I'm going to select this top piece right here, and I'm going to bring this out all the way around so we have an upper lip on it. And I want to turn this into a metal, so let's go ahead and distill our iron for the top piece. And the next thing I want to do is I want to come in here and actually paint these pieces, these merger points for the wood. Oops, back up. almost got this set up. I think what I'm going to end up doing is this outside perimeter edge. I'm just going to go ahead and make this whole entire thing into metal. All right. Just make that whole entire outside into metal, and that should solve a lot of that. Let's go ahead and select this front one because I haven't gone all the way through with it. So we'll just bring this down. All right, so now we have that. Now we're going to take a spike of some sort. Let's try this one. See if this will do what I want it to do. If it doesn't, then we'll try something else. That might do what I want it to. We'll see. All right. Yep, perfect. So now we have the spikes put on the bottom of our gate system here. The next thing we want to do is we're going to put this inside of our wall system. Like I said, this is just a generic wall. So let's select this whole entire gate system. Let's cut it. Paste it. Let's bring it up. And the reason why I wanted to make sure that the height of it was correct was, well, kind of adds a little bit of realism. And of course I didn't select the whole entire darn thing. Alright, let's bring this all the way down. X. Let's try this again. We'll get it close and then we'll set it all up. Alright, so basically that's the way it would look if it was, you know, pretty much all the way down. It actually comes down and hits the ground, or actually it would be like holes in the ground because I do have a 1 voxel gap down here. So if that was the down position for your gate, then basically you just move it up. And of course you want it the height that you can actually run underneath of it. So we'll bring this up, say at 2 more voxels, and we'll click. So there we go. We have a gate that actually looks like a gate. And of course you can make all this outside stuff look all fancy and whatnot. And kind of like how I did with mine is I made bits of chain. So let's make a quick chain here. We know our gate system here is 3 voxels wide, so we'll make a 3 voxel chain. Doesn't have to be super fancy, but I'm just going to make something as pretty much as thin as I can here. And then you can have something that attaches to this at the very top of it. I have been pretty much begging for a freaking length of 3 links of chain on the forums, and because you could use that for almost anything. Yes, I have to have spikes. I have to have my spikes. Almost every build I have has spikes of some sort. Alright, so I'll raise that up off the ground so you can see that there. I mean, it's nothing fancy looking. I mean, it's a quickie, so let's bring this out and we'll tap this one good time, you know, with the smooth tool. And this top section, you can have it connect to a winch system or something like that, kind of like how I did in the Mega Claim. I had a pretty elaborate winch system for the Mega Claim, and it turned out really good. I put a lot more time into it though. Alright, so we come up here to the top, paste, and paste. So now you have at least a real gate for a real gatehouse, and it's up to you and your artist interpretation of creating your gate for your gatehouse. So that was another quick, at least I hope it was quick. It's probably about 30 minutes, but okay, there's another tutorial. But yeah, that was pretty much exactly the way I built the actual gate system for the Mega Claim and for the claim that I'm currently on right now.